The sky is crying. Look at the tears roll down the street. The sky is crying. Look at the tears roll down the street.
No, I was just looking for myself. Maybe this house. This is the active map from Texas.
What's going on with my brother?
Not much. I'll be right back.
All right.
Right now.
Doing now is being done under the county's authority. You know, I think it's safe to say we all want to see this statue down. We don't want to see it repaired, but you know, they were allowed onto the square under the authority of the county, and that is who really has jurisdiction here. So we need to work together, city and county, to take a united stance on this position, a strong stance in my opinion. The city has already made our stance pretty clear with our actions, but at the same time, we would be a lot stronger if we could stand alongside with the county, because even this could have been prevented today, because you know, I still take the position that the county owns this property, which means the citizens own this property. So the county needs to stand up and take that same position.
That you don't have any comment.
I'd rather that you not.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't care about what the people think?
I have no comment, sir.
says that the daughters.
Boston.
Boston.
70
No. He has some documents. He said
Well, he's saying that it should revert back to
It should revert back to it should.
It is. I've
And
got
we
another
listen.
one
I
too.
called the.
This is called a Boston.
We called the.
I took the shields off. All it does is
Talk to those people. But get what? Sheriff. Sheriff,
As a private citizen, I am thoroughly disgusted that we have not dealt with this situation in a way that this day would not have been a possibility. I remember going before the city council in 2015 after the Charleston massacre and asking that we do what other cities of goodwill were doing and deal with this statute. After that, we had a series of deliberative dialogues sponsored by the Black Belt Deliberative Dialogue Group. And it was after those dialogues that the Macon County or Tuskegee chapter of the Daughters of Confederacy supposedly reorganized themselves. My position is, if they want this statute, come get it and move it to a place where they can honor it in the way that they want to honor it, but it does not belong in the center of an all-black county in an all-black town, with the exception of one or two people. It does not represent goodwill. It does not represent an understanding of historical context, and it is insulting that we as a community are allowing them to come in and repair a statue instead of removing it. And so I am speaking, as I said, as a private citizen, a native of Tuskegee, Alabama, and not as a council person. My position on the council, I will refrain from speaking on right now at this time.
Okay, thank you, man.
But this is when black folks sit back and let them come in and do this, it's a fabric. And the problem is you don't talk to each other. And we've been trying to get Louis Maxwell to come sit down with the county, with the city, for months, and come up with a plan to deal with this. And we have not been able to reach any agreement.
Well, a lack of communication, like you say, is the key thing.
And we're not going to stop until justice is realized. So all these bumps are just nothing but the process. And we already know what ought to be. So we're not going to change until what's realized occurs.
Okay.
Don't be discouraged by the process.
Yeah, because it took a long time for all of our obstacles to be overcome, huh?
That's right. And it's process. I was just telling what the young sister just now. Don't get caught up. The process is what's most important. And we already know the outcome. We know right. We know justice.
Right.
So we ain't got confused about that. So let's engage the process. There's no better place than Tuskegee.
All right now.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sad because this shows that people who were scared to come into our town have actually come into our town. They were scared because they thought that if they came in over the past year to repair this statue, that they would get stoned, that we would take them over, that they would hurt them. And you know what? They were wrong. And they're wrong because we're civilized, but they're also wrong because we're not engaged. And that saddens me, that they can come repair a statue that represents, you know, despite what they say, it represents a figurehead of a man, some figure, you know, of a man who would rather see us continuing to, in the very most minuscule ways possible, continuing to build their economy. In 2021, Black people still have so little wealth that we can barely even determine what happens in this country, okay? And we are in what is considered by the census a predominantly black city and a predominantly black county. And our decisions, our art, our buildings, our infrastructure are still not even determined by us. That is absolutely maddening. I mean, honestly, if you are sitting at your desk right now, this should make you get up. Because honestly, if you're sitting at your desk, the chance is likely the hardware you're using on your computer or the electricity is running through your house still isn't generating wealth and or power for you, your family, or anyone else in your community. And that's what's sad. And so they believe that they can come in and do something like this in broad daylight in the middle of our city because they have the power to do so. But the power isn't in our wealth. It isn't any material thing. The power is inside of us. And we all have the power if we wake up and if we come out together to say what we want for our town, to say what we want for our world. So I am energized, encouraged. I'm honestly pretty upset. I know the revolution is happening. We are in the midst of it right now. And I hope you all feel it. I hope you know it. I hope you see it. Because it's happening right now. And the way things look right now will not be the way things look tomorrow.
Okay, so as a young woman, what is your charge to the community?
Well, one, my charge is to, if this was live, I'd say my charge is to come out here right now. We have a protest on the square. It doesn't look like a protest, but if you're here protesting, then it is one. Second, my charge is to go to the city council meeting, the next city council meeting, and ask them how they allowed this to happen, okay? They can give you all the kind of answers they want to. They work under our tax dollars. If you are a citizen of Tuskegee, ask them how they allowed this to happen. The third charge is to go to the county commissioner meeting, the next county commission meeting of the county commissioners, and ask them how they allowed this to happen. And if you want it down and they say it's their land, tell them to take it down. And ask them how they're going to do it. Ask them their step 1, their step 2, their step 3, their step 4, their step 5, their step 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, so you can understand what they're going to do. And call them every week after that to make sure they're doing it, okay? And then the Daughters of the Confederacy, these beautiful women, they say that they own this place and they own property in Tuskegee that doesn't look like what you want. And if your neighbor's house next to you is dilapidated and it doesn't look good, tell your neighbor to take their house down. Well, this doesn't look good either. Our neighbor is not doing what we want in our city. So tell them to take this property down as well, okay? We have to overhaul all the things that do not represent our dignity. These abandoned buildings, these abandoned houses, these people owning these businesses and buildings here in Tuskegee, black people who allow them to sit here for 10, 20, and 30 years vacant, call all of them up too. But right now we're focusing on the statute. I'm saying our accountability is equal opportunity, okay? Black, white, pink, purple, or orange. We will call you to ask you to do what we want. And we will ask and we will ask until asking ain't the plan no more, okay? That's the plan.
And I thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I can't stop them from cleaning that statue. I think the whole problem with this whole process is to determine the ownership of the property and the statue. I think that's the whole problem. So the records show, Lieutenant, if I'm not mistaken, and we've checked on it, from what the records show, is that the daughters own the property. Now the confusion comes in because Macon County says they own the property. But if the daughters own the property, we have no right to stop them from cleaning their property because it belongs to them. But from what Mr. Maxwell is now telling me is that there was a conjunction that says that the property reverted back to the county. So we need to establish who owns the land and the statue.
Is the matter in court now, Sheriff, or do
It is
you know?
not in the court yet, but I told the commissioner and all the people involved that they need to get it in the court. But my thing is, the sheriff department, we have to protect anybody. We have to protect everybody's property, white, black, purple, or green. We're here to protect everybody. We're here to make sure the law is enforced and done right, and it don't matter who. That's my whole point. You know, everybody deserves to be treated fair. Everybody deserves to protect their own property. Now, if it said that the county owned it, then we will be here in full force making sure that everything is done right. And simply, I told the commissioner and all the people involved, let's do it right. Let it go through the court like it should be. And once it determines who owns it, then we'll know which way to go. But as far as today, we can't stop them from cleaning their property. We can't stop them.
Okay,
But
sir.
I know what the people in Macon County feel, but I hope y'all feel what the sheriff is saying. I hope y'all want a sheriff that's here in Macon County that wants to do the right thing for everybody. And that's what I want to do, the right thing for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
So once the court says that it's not their property, then we'll approach it a different way. But today, it says that it's theirs and they're allowed to clean it and they're allowed our protection to make sure it's done. We can't come here and bully nobody. There won't be nobody bullied. Nobody, you know, feels that they're scared to be here in this county or in this square. They deserve our protection. So that's why we're here to make sure it's done right. We're going to make sure that the law is enforced right. And that's why we're here. And that's my point on everything.
Okay, sir. Thank you so very much.